Wait, did it record that?
Yeah, it recorded that. It's recording time.
Okay. Oh, did you want to be on the... I could turn it around. Okay, here we go. You want this on the video?
Yeah.
I can't say your name or everyone will know.
It's Matthew.
It's David.
Okay, Panthers that are trying to achieve success. Look, please.
Yes, sir.
The Censors is a short story that uses irony, and it uses irony to expose the absurdity. Uses irony to expose the absurdity of the situation. Persepolis is a graphic novel, and it uses its graphic novel format, graphic representation. It uses pictures to show us how the characters feel. It uses these pictures to show us the things that it's talking about. It's one thing to say women have to cover their ankles. It's another thing to show the picture of the dress. It's like when we talk about dress code and we say, well, yeah, duh, people have to wear clothes. And like when we talk about it in the abstract, it's not that helpful. But when you see a picture of a girl whose skirt comes down to the top of her socks but doesn't cover her bright orange socks, it's like, that's absurd. Her skirt comes down to her ankle. What more do you want? Uses graphic representations to show examples. The memoir, this memoir happens to use, it's a really attached, like the voice of the author is really connected to the events because the author is obviously remembering their own life. So we can remember our own life and show how passionately we feel. The author of this particular memoir, Azar Nafisi, uses a lot of questioning. Rhetorical questioning. If you remember that text, she starts off and says, imagine now if this and this, and imagine if what, and what do you think she's feeling, and what do you think she might be doing? A lot of questions for the reader. And Cairo, the diary, it's very personal. She's telling us how she feels. She says, I've never written about Cairo before because it was too painful. She's revealing her own weaknesses. This is what people do in diary entries. You don't sit down to write a diary entry and think, I'm going to tell people how I'm not perfect. But one of the real powerful pieces of diary entries is that we feel comfortable, pulling out our diary. Where's my diary, by the way?
Taylor Swift one?
Ashley, you remember everything. No, it's Taylor. Where is it?
No, it actually was on the
Hey, he's a fan, guys. I'm gonna call him.
It has heart
Oh, right in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
Dear Kitty.
What?
Dear kitty.
And we're laughing because
I'm guessing you're talking about.
basically like a 14-year-old girl. What can I say? Diaries are very personal. Uh-oh, I'm running out of time. Nate, sit up like a student. Here we go. Trenton.
Why not?
Very personal. Allows us to admit weakness and failure without public shame. Now, Anne Frank, the whole world read her diary. We see her mistakes and we can judge her. We can do whatever we want when we read someone's diary. That's why we keep our diaries a secret. For class assignments, You're not writing a real diary entry, unless you are, but no one's going to know because we're just all going to assume you're making it up. We know that our speech crushed it with repetition and parallelism. We know that prisoner. Oh dear.
Ooh, you put 3 L's in there.
Oh, that's the problem. Hey, we're recording, so just so you know. In The Prisoner Who Wore Glasses. It's a short story, but it's also a parable. Oh, thank you. Pigeon Man
Another one?
has a simple truth
How many polls did
5.
we've worked for?
about the world. So if you write a short story in this style, you might want to have a character say something that you think is true and that would be a solution to the problem of the story. Have a character say something simple that would be a solution to the problem. Let's put an E in problem. Then we'll have no problem.
Ha ha ha.
Wait, no, now we have Sorry, that's bad.
Oh,
Stop
wow.
it. Somebody's
Somebody stop that, man.
ironic? No.
Paradox.
It's not even a coincidence. It's just weird. Dumb and weird.
Yeah.
Oops. It's not polite. Okay, and our eulogy here uses repetition. Our eulogy here also allows us to celebrate the good in a person. I think you got it. I think I'm done talking. Who's got a question?
Fine.
If you spell wrong, would you be spelling it wrong? Or would you spell wrong, spelling it wrong?
You'd be incorrect.
Fine.
If you write it the right way, you better write that
Right.
both ways.
Oh, dang it. I was gonna say.
Allows us to celebrate a person despite
We have like 30 seconds.
possible flaws.
3 seconds, man. 5.
Preparing to stop recording.
So, why are you recording exactly?